This is something that I struggle with a lot. With weddings, it's easy. That work is intrinsically meaningful, and I very much enjoy that the moment it is created, it has value to someone for a very, very long time. Everything else, though, it's very hard. I enjoy traveling, but the photography I make has no value, and it's honestly a bit discouraging. Great photos, beautiful light, but who cares? Why am I creating them? I'm documenting a journey that doesn't really matter to anyone, and it feels very empty, unfulfilling. And when it comes down to it, I kind of feel like I'm just making photography to post on social media to remind people that I exist. Photography for me started as a few things. One of them is a bit weird to admit, but we will get to there in a minute. I'm trying to think back to an exact moment where I decided that I wanted to be a photographer, but I don't think that there is one. It's just always been part of my life. Before the internet was really a thing, I got into skateboarding. The main source of learning and entertainment was skateboard magazines. Documenting skateboarding was just kind of part of the entire culture. We started making terrible skate films with my grandfather's Sony Handycam, and since then, content creation has really just been part of my life. The Handycam days were all film and tape up to this point. At school, we had a Sony Mavica, which was a digital camera, one of the first ones. We put a floppy disk in the side. They were very expensive, slow, and kind of hard to use. Also, we weren't allowed to take it from the school library, had to stay in the room. But some good news, later that year, one of my friend's dads got one, and we would spend a full day at his pool trying to time the shutter press with us doing the flip. And it was incredibly challenging, and it legitimately took the entire day to get one usable image. All of the images that we created in this time, they were also immediately lost because storage was so expensive. And unfortunately, these images, looking back, are actually meaningful, and I'm sad that I don't have those today. We were documenting our own childhood, us, from the perspective of us, and maybe that meant that it is only valuable to us and our families, but I really truly believe that those photos were valuable. When I come to a place like Japan, I am inspired to get out and take photos and make videos, and I'm trying to figure out why I do this. Is it important that I do this? Who is it important for? And honestly, what am I really doing out here? I've thought a lot about this on the trip, and I fear that I don't really know the answer. I don't think it's because I believe that I'm an artist and that my eyes will change the world. I'm also not even creating these images to be sold. Maybe that's because I don't really think that they're meaningful or valuable, so I have an issue with actually selling them. They're just kind of neat to look at. Maybe travel content needs more time to become meaningful. When I look at someone's work, like Greg Girard, I think his work was probably really great at the time of creation, but with time, I feel like it's gotten significantly more valuable to the world. It captures time and places in a period that very few of us got to experience, and it genuinely inspires me to come to places like Japan. And when you do that, when you travel, you meet people, and it makes you a more well-rounded and accepting person. And maybe that's part of the reason why I keep coming back to Japan over and over again, because I want to inspire others to get out here and to visit a place that I love. Maybe that's my goal. Social media adds another layer to the problem that a lot of the time I'm creating just to have something to post. And I think a lot of us are doing the same, flooding the world with stuff. I felt this wave of content heavy in 2020, and I think a lot of us felt it. I'm happy to see that the younger generations are actually creating less content for no reason and pushing back against screens and putting phones down more than my generation, which seems a bit counterintuitive when short attention span apps like TikTok are dominating. And I think that a really interesting shift happened with TikTok, where we went from an Instagram ego brag based culture, look how cool my vacation is, to a more TikTok entertain me culture where attention is given more to creativity and entertainment than to fancy, impressive stuff. I'm sure that this is going to come with its own bag of problems and challenges, but I think that's out of scope for today. I'm curious if this meaningful work struggle is a phase that everyone goes through. Once you've gotten technically proficient at your craft, that part of the game is done and you're on to the next phase, the infinite phase. It goes on for as long as you want it to keep going. When you do this for a job professionally, there's another layer of complexity because you get busy and for months you don't think about the meaning, you just keep going. I think my mind is happier in those times, and I think that I intentionally make myself too busy at times because of this. So I'm sorry that there is no answer here. I'm still finding it and I will keep you updated. I think it's important to work through the problem rather than let it put you into paralysis. These past few months I felt the paralysis, and it's nice to just get out and just do a thing. And maybe I'm overthinking all of this. If photography and making videos gets you outside before sunrise, maybe that's the value. Another reason to get up and go do a thing. And maybe that's been the meaning all along. So thank you so much for watching. I'd like to let you know that my new course, Book More Weddings 2023, is out now. It is all the updates and all the things that I learned over 2022 to make my wedding photography business in 2023 even better. Plus, you get some bonus courses. Get Book More Weddings 2022, which is a completely different course, as well as Book More Weddings 2021, my Lightroom preset full collection, as well as my wedding photography contract, my email templates, my wedding photo day checklist, and my new video set that just came out a couple of weeks ago called Your First Million in Wedding Photography. So if you're interested in making your first million, not all in 1 year, but over a couple of years, your first collective million in the industry, click on through to the link. That is one way to get it. For $20 more, you can actually get access to my full members website, which comes with everything you're seeing on the screen right now. I'm not going to list it all because it's a lot, but it is a full year of content for you to go through. And if you're serious about wedding photography, I think it's honestly one of the best investments that you can make. So come on through, check it out. And it's also important to mention that you have to get in on this before January 20th. January 20th to March 1st, you're not able to buy this. So I want to give the early adopters a chance to get out there and put all of this information into use before the course comes back for sale. So get in before January 20th if you want to get in on Book More Weddings 2023.